Aircraft there as well, the beautiful Bristol, just taking off. We'll see it a little later as well.
Have a look at the use of the rudder there to keep the aircraft straight. And bringing up the rear, Steve Gilmart in the Parrot. Led by the CAC Windshield. Either side there, called it the plastic wrap. Sam DeGrasse Acosta, Mick Poole and Steve Gilmart. Here's the propellers. This was one of the very earliest hydraulic systems for a retractable undercarriage. We built everything for this aircraft. Steel tube fuselage inside, covered with lightweight aluminium frames, which in turn were covered with fabric. Wirraway had one nasty little feature, unfortunately, and that was that it had no washout on the wing. This in the markings of an aircraft attached to number 4 squadron that operated in New Guinea. The other very soon and very, very quickly, as it has a maximum speed of about 256 knots, or just under 480 kilometres an hour. For a home-built aeroplane, have to have a little bit of 30 to 50 plus on today and keep hydrated because there's a lot of UV out here. We're all covered up here, and I'm quite sure Gary, when he comes through and he's down on the line, he's wearing it as well.
They're all warming up. Big shout out to James down in the VOP section. And of that wonderful little number 50.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very rare aircraft. What you're seeing there is the only airworthy Lockheed Hudson remaining on the planet. There's only about 7 of them left, the rest in museums, but this aircraft is flying today. Lockheed had produced a number of twin-tail.
It was also used for air ambulance, air sea rescue, where they dropped lifeboats, and also a reconnaissance aircraft.
Some of these aircraft were also used for clandestine flights into Europe, dropping off Special Operations Service spies. Imagine landing this at night with no lights. As well as part of the 239 fighter bomber wing. desert oasis. .1200 horsepower Allison engine, 650 caliber machine guns and up to 2,000 pounds of bombs in 3. The Dutch also had a squadron, number 120 squadron, that flew together with the RAAF under the control of the RAF. Retired from the RAAF in 1947. Very, very quickly, this is the aircraft for you. Has a low drag laminar flow wing. What I mean by that is the wing shape itself, not the plan view, but the very good low speed handling and roll control. And it has a straight ahead stall.
We were just making a comment we probably can't say on here on, there's not a guy that loves flying. Really screwing, putting out a lot of noise for it. Certainly is the feeling protection, especially with all the kids. World War II. The RAF acquired 80 of these single, including aircraft for the Royal Australian Navy, known as the Sea Vampire.
Why did they do that?
Developed by the Shellharbour.
Packard licensed Merlin engine. It's incredible to think that it's P51 Mustang. Aircraft in the lead today, flown by Dan Kehoe. He is from...
Can't really know. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Ten 60-pound warhead rockets, air-to-ground rockets. Had an incredible range of
Mustang. I'm fortunate I see that go past my window every second or third day up there on the Gold Coast. But from one of the most extreme to one of the most simplistic aircraft ever built, and at the stick of this wonderful little toy is
do now is it's the best routine that he possibly can do without doing aerobatics. But he has been fully trained and certified to do aerobatics in this aircraft in the United States. So the transition is only paperwork.
So this is as close as we're going to get to a full demonstration. Just pull back a little bit.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, any of you company people out there, when you see the aerobatics that this aircraft is capable of, it is unbelievable. So,
Looking for a sponsor?
Looking for sponsors, supporters as well.
Of course, the nearby the helicopter taking off. We've got Spitfire starting up. All happening here now.
And Bryce has started his routine. He'll start about what he calls turns about the mark. And he says that's very, very simple. Nice little side slip off to the right, and followed by one to the left. Now the 100 Squadron Spitfire. Australia's first litre V12. And it can be truly said that since 1938, there's never been a time when the RAF haven't operated a Spitfire. A beautiful elliptical wing, the instant recognition feature of the Spitfire. Started off with 8... This Spitfire is a two-seater. There are two different types of canopy that can be used on that rear seat. One of them is the one that the factory used when it produced two-seat Spitfires for the Irish Air Corps. Or this one, which is far more streamlined. It's called the Grace Canopy.
Painted with the shark mouth, but also their Mae West, their life jackets, had a shark on it with the name Grey Nurse, and that was also put on the cowling.
Beautifully presented, this Grey Nurse, and the shark mouth and the painting on the aircraft through the wall, it on its own has become a cult art thing, totally separate to the aircraft.
Most definitely, Marcus. And they copied these as nose art on quite a lot of aircraft, going all the way through to the Korean War. Even the first Gulf War, a lot of the tornadoes were painted with these different nose art.
Entered service with number 19 Squadron, based at Duxford in 1938, and strangely Duxford has become the home of the Spitfire in England. Arco, aircraft restoration.
90-year-old very expensive machines are performing acts like this.
This particular Spitfire, the Mark 8, was actually the very last to be allocated an RAAF serial number. Never went into...
Seafury was developed to follow on from the Tempest Typhoon.
It's coming in together.
The demonstration comes through. Here we go. We've got a chase on. Now I haven't seen that. I said you went to the back. I saw Seafury still go flying past. So if I know that aircraft. This was used to attack ground targets. Could carry 2 1,000-pound bombs or drop tanks, up to 16 air-to-ground rockets, and then the 4 20mm cannons. Royal Navy pilot flying a Sea-Fury, widespread use post-war. Across, and Nara. Look at this, he has got plenty of smash on there.
Come on, Shellharbour, you must love that, and I want you to make some noise and put your hands together for the fun.
We know very little about their service in Iraq, but by 1979 they had been withdrawn from service, and quite a number of them were purchased by went to George Baker in Florida, was damaged at Oshkosh, and then it later raced at Reno. Rusty's favourite place, it raced race number 71, 47 and 78, but always.
He brings it down, oh, so gentle, look at that. If you like what you saw, I want you to put your hands together. Remember, as he comes past you on that flight line, to show your appreciation, as he says,
This plane even looks fast on the ground. Even looks fast. So don't forget, as he goes along the line, I want you to look loud. There's a fair few pistons of noise in front of him there as he taxis past you here, and show your appreciation. Here we go, the way back out.
Designed originally as a medevac helicopter, powered by a T-53 turbine engine. That engine was actually developed by the designer of the engines for the German jet fighters and bombers during World War II. Very, very highly successful. US Army placed orders for 100 machines, bloody job done. Again, that unmistakable sound of the advancing blade, that wop, wop, wop.
another one of the fleet of the full-man and air shows. And again, the Huey chopper back down in, and what a great display.
Is Warren Spinks. This aircraft is part of the Huey flight operated by the Historic Aircraft Restoration Society from here at Shellharbour Airport. All of the Hueys transferred from the RAAF to the Army.
We do trust you have enjoyed it. We got the big and fast and crazy stuff coming. If you did like what you saw with the Wolf Pinch Pro earlier today, have a think for a minute. We're going to put 4 of them up in the air together. Wonderful sound as they lift. The 2 aircraft together, aircraft gives it a unique sound that only that one does. One of the toughest and meanest trainers ever built. We're about to learn all about the T28 Trojan. Getting a bit of a wing wobble there as well. A lot of Navy aircraft are going to be up in the air in a moment. The Corsair, the Grumman Avenger. You don't get them any bigger.
That's a huge aeroplane to be putting on a carrier, but then look to the left.
Yeah,
that's B-27, BT-27. Matt Henderson launching there in the Avenger.
2 good mates demonstrating 2 great planes. That's beautiful, that.
Beautiful formation.
Why they make it look easy for them to
It's Air Force operating through the Pacific, right the way across to Japan. Because it wasn't just the US Navy that operated these, the US... And Walk 9 in the Corsair. But if you listen to that engine, it hardly sounds like it's doing any work at all. It's just sort of low down.
This is the longest production of any US piston engine fired. There was another movie.
Because I don't think you'd want to land on the wrong aircraft.
When you do, you really try to do
Everything's all over. So it actually happens.
Soon in action at the Battle of Midway.
US Navy to Japan. Also operated with the British Pacific Fleet. One of the weirdest things an Avenger ever did was to shoot down a V1. The turret car did it, shooting one down over the channel.
Henderson on one of his last passes. That beautiful Grumman. Grumman to be. Trojan, name one of his businesses Trojan. We don't often get to see him in it.
No, not very often these days. I think Canberra Smith inveigled him to fly out so that Cam could get home early. And also the Vietnamese Air Force and the Royal Lao Air Force. They carry a huge amount of ordnance. Depending upon the model, it can carry either 2 or 6 underwing.
So folks, I witnessed this.
September 1946, the first production of P2V1 named the Turtle by the US Navy. So, how many hours will this aircraft actually fly? About 10. $1,000 an hour. This aircraft will follow out the back. Listen to this. There's tail up. I remember that sound from Airshows at Edinburgh.
You're going to get them all upside down. With that, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the best Olympian race team. Here we go, a drag race, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise, the finish line. Here he is, gonna smoke him. Ladies and gentlemen, the Porsche GTS with Marco in the wheel. That's it. Come on up, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. Try your kids. We'll bring it back down. It's getting a little dark now, I can see. That's it. Now that's the baby wolf bits. Get it down safe. Glenn's down safe. Roll